God save our gracious Queen, long live our gracious Queen, long live. It's very sad, Sid, the passing of an age. 96, can you believe it? Same age as my mum, as it happens. She'll be gutted. She's more royalist than the Queen.
You're right, Hancock. She was a wonderful woman.
What, my mum?
The Queen, of course. Anyway, what are you reading, Hancock?
Well, would you beggar it? I've got this strange letter from Buckingham Palace. That's a bit spooky, isn't it, Sid? On the day of the Queen's death and all. Did you get one?
Who do I know at Buckingham Palace?
I thought you might know one of the cooks, Sid. A footman or two. And there's Barbara Windsor.
Yes, very funny, Hancock. So who do you know at Buckingham Palace? One of the cooks, a footman or two, or a butler?
I'll have you know, Sidney James, I'm very well connected.
All right, name your connections. How many of the royal family do you know then?
Yes, indeed, Sid. Are mine a royal or two? Nobody famous, you know, the ones right down the pecking order. And I've been to a black tie dinner dance, haven't I, with our local MP.
So you are rubbing shoulders with the knobs. So what? Who wrote the letter?
Well, this is going to make you jealous, Sid. It seems to be written by the Queen in the late 1940s. I can't tell you the exact details because it says, for the eyes of Anthony Aloysius St. John Hancock only. Top secret. On no account reveal the contents on pain of death, especially to Sid James.
It doesn't say that, Hancock.
Of course not. I'd read it to you, Sid, but you go straight to the papers. I don't trust you.
Oh, go on, Hancock. It sounds interesting. And there's a load of rubbish on the TV, ain't there?
Are you trying to make me betray Her Majesty? Oh, all right then. I can't stand those puppy dog eyes of yours. Basically, it says my mum should have been Queen, were it not for some unfortunate personal detail.
What? Was she a communist? Or was she a nymphomaniac?
Don't be ridiculous. I find that offensive. No wonder I've never introduced you to her. No, I'm not going to tell you.
Was she a murderer? A jewel thief? Gay? Transgender?
All right, enough's enough. It was because she was too ugly. Would you believe it?
You're trying to tell me your mum was too ugly? I believe that. What, like you mean?
I'm not ugly. My face is just lived in, whilst your face looks like it's been lived in by loads of people.
Oh, yeah? And in your case, unfortunately, it's you living in it. I never met your mum. Is she still alive?
I think you might have seen her, Sid, at my 30th birthday party. Don't you remember?
What, that old lady was a cross between a gargoyle and a witch?
That's it, Sid. Enough's enough. I won't answer that. Despite that, she's still going. Wonderful woman. Wonderful woman. Her name's Edna.
So, Edna outlived the Queen then?
I have to correct you, Sid. Edna is the Queen, which is the topic of the rest of this letter. I'm not surprised the Queen croaked all that gin and fags and corgis. Vicious things they are, corgis. Vicious things. Anything could have happened in Buckingham Palace. And probably did.
So, what are you going to do then, Hancock? You can't do nothing.
Well, the least I can do is to show this letter to Prince Charles and tell him we don't need him anymore. The country has got a better and younger king. Myself.
That the Queen herself wrote the letter?
Yes, it's signed Liz.
What? Liz Truss? What? Liz Truss meddling in the monarchy?
Oh, don't be silly. Queen Elizabeth, of course. It wasn't meant to be released, Sid, for 60 years. But someone somehow got a hold of a copy of it.
This could cause a constituency crisis, Hancock.
It's constitutional crisis, Sid. Constitutional.
Yeah, I know. That as well.
Is that Prince Charles? No? Well, who is it? His twin? Hang on a minute, you're joking, aren't you? Oh, Prince Andrew. I'm just ringing to inform Prince Charles that I'm the rightful King of England. I've heard this a lot recently. No, I am not a deranged fool. Charming, I must say. I'll have to take more direct action, Sid. Hire a Rolls Royce. We're going to a funeral. Get yourself a chauffeur's uniform.
You're paid, I hope.
Oh no, this one's going on King Charles III's account. Sid, there's the funeral corsage. Pull over. I'm going to have a word with Prince Charles. Hi there, Charlie boy. Who voted for you? Did you know your mother had a sister? Yes, Princess Margaret. Go away, you silly man. Please, over here. We've got a lunatic. Not Princess Margaret, not that old nymphomaniac. No, a twin sister the same age as your mum. So, what makes you think that you're the rightful heir to the throne, Mr. Hancock? This letter, Doctor. Go on, read it. Don't try and swallow it or anything funny. I've made a copy. Very interesting. A complete fabrication, of course. There is some talent in the composition, I suppose. Interestingly, the author uses Oxford commas. It's the real flaming thing. It's got Queen Elizabeth's signature on it. Elizabeth Windsor. Oh yes, it is a good likeness. You're beginning to convince me. And there, look, my mother's signature. Nearly identical. Oh, I get it now. The real Queen's signature was forged by your mother. How dare you? You may be a shrink, but you don't know anything. That's a slur on my good mother's name.
Good morning. Where's my son? What have you done with him?
Do not fret. He is in safe hands. This is strange. You're his mother, yet you've got a man's face.
Stop messing about. No, I haven't. And I'm the real queen. I'm Liz's twin sister, Edna.
Oh dear, a familial group psychosis. I feared for that. How can you be the Queen's twin? You look nothing like her.
Well, neither do you.
That is true, but I am not pretending to be the Queen. I think I better fill you in, Doctor. Poor old Mum got dropped on her head when she was a baby. I said poor old Mum got dropped on her head when she was a baby.
I heard you first time. I was discriminated against from birth. It's my bloody funeral they're having. It should be me in that bloody coffin.
As you are the same age as the Queen and her twin, you could go any time now, Edna. Stick your fingers in your ears, Mum. Don't listen to him. He'll have you thinking you're a Fruit Loop any minute. Well, as you may not have much time left, I think you should both go quickly and press your claim.
Hang on there, before I go, there are some things I need to tell you about my sister Elizabeth. We never called her Lily. No, not once. It's a pack of lies. We called her Libby.
Sir, why has your mother kept quiet about this all this time?
It's in the letter. The old girl was sworn to secrecy and given £500,000 to keep her gob shut.
500 bags of sand? That's a lot of money, Hancock. Where is it?
Lost it on the horses, she did. She was a fan like Elizabeth of the Gee-Gees, being a twin and all that. Mainly backing the Queen's horses to lose. Vengeance it was.
So no one believes you and you ain't got no money. What you gonna do, Hancock?
What I have on my side, Sid, is justice. And we've got proof in this letter that Edna is the rightful Queen of England and should now be dead in a coffin.
Sir, what does Elizabeth say in her secret letter?
I'm afraid I cannot reveal the details, Sid, until 2090.
I won't be around then. Go on, give us a clue.
Well, it simply says, Sid, that my mum should have been Queen and that Elizabeth's been living a lie and is sorry. Until we are believed, Sid, all we can do is make sure that I, not Charlie Boy, is sitting on the coronation stone and crowned instead.
What do you mean we? I'm not going to get involved. I might get shot.
Well, in that case, Sid, I'll make you an equerry, and you won't have any say about it.
You can't be coronated. Your mum's not dead yet, Hancock.
Don't worry about her, Sid. She'll abdicate as soon as I take her a box of Newbery fruits and a bottle of Baileys. She'll be like putty in my hand.
Well, as long as you're sure, we can't have two kings, can we?
What we need to do, Sid, is get hold of the Stone of Scone before Laughing Boy does.
What's the Stone of Scone when it's at home?
Stone of Scone, Sid, is where all the kings of England have been crowned. You just have to sit on it. Someone taps you on the shoulder with a sword, and then they crush your palm with silver. Don't worry, Sid. It's been stolen before in 1950. We're just nicking it back. I'll be the first of the Hancocks on the throne.
That's something that's been puzzling me, Hancock. Why are you called Hancock and not Windsor?
Come along, Sid. Me dad was an Hancock and gave his name to my mother, who was a Windsor.
I heard you two talking. You're plotting to get rid of poor old King Charles. He's a lovely boy, not like his mum.
To be continued next week. God save me.